Hello everyone and welcome back to another very exciting chess game. So this is a very famous chess game from the chess history. So in this chess game we have Adolf Anderssen with the white pieces and his opponent was Dufresne. Anderssen of course needs no introduction. He was the unofficial world chess champion. So he was one of the strongest chess players in his era. This chess game was played in 1852 and this chess game was so famous, so beautiful, it is known as the Evergreen chess game. So Adolf Anderssen's opponent Dufresne was his student at the same time, the German chess master. Before showing the Evergreen chess game, I also would like to show you my Evergreen snowman. So this is the snowman that I built on Sunday. So I'm around 6 foot tall, 183 centimeters. So you can see how tall the snowman is. So I like to share this with you. And this is another angle. You can see how small I look next to this incredible snowman that I built. It is a massive monster snowman. And I built the snowman with using a shovel. So this is another picture, me and my Evergreen incredible snowman, a piece of art of course. And this is the shovel that I used for building the snowman. But after this day, after this fantastic and beautiful day, I had terrible back pain on Monday, unfortunately, because of lifting too many snows with the shovel. Anyway, so it was a pretty nice day, and I decided to share this with you. I hope you liked it. Okay, so let's begin. So this is the Evergreen chess game. You probably see this chess game before, as it is one of the most famous chess games of all times from 1852. Germany in Berlin. This game was played in Berlin in 1852, and Anderssen played his immortal chess game, his famous game, I believe, against Lionel Kseriski in 1851, a year ago after this chess game. So e4 by Anderssen, and we have the typical romantic opening from the romantic era of chess. A common opening from the romantic era, Evans Gambit, bishop takes on b4, and then c3, bishop to a5, and black is pinning the c pawn with playing bishop to a5, and then d4, e takes on d4, and Anderssen castled. He's sacrificing so many pawns for the quick activity, and black says no more. Well, he could have captured the pawn, but this would have given black some headache, both attacking the pawn, and white is going to aggressively develop his knight. Okay, so d3 and then queen to b3, queen to f6, and then e5, and black can't accept the pawn sacrifice. So we have queen to g6. If knight takes on e5, then rook to e1, and bad news for black, the knight is pinned. So if d6, everything is falling apart. So we have check, and then rook takes, and black is not going to survive this in one piece. So rook check is possible, that's what white is threatening, also attacking the queen. If knight takes rook, queen takes knight, checkmate, and black is not going to survive this. This is all over. So we have e5 and then queen to g6 and then rook to e1. While Anderssen continues to quickly activate his pieces aggressively, Dufresne still haven't castled, and this is a tricky position already for black. So developing the knight and planning to castle, but then bishop to a3, b5. The idea is to bring the rook to b8 and then the bishop on b7 and building an attacking position against the white king with gaining some tempo. Anderssen goes for it, and we have developing the pieces, and finally bishop to b7, and black is getting some activity, of course. So the bishop is aiming the king, the other bishop is also aiming the king, and we have knight to e4, and here comes a bad move, a truly bad move by Dufresne. He played queen to f5, and I put question mark next to this move. So a strange move by Dufresne, as if it looks like he is asking for trouble with walking into the lion's den. with playing this move, because Anderssen played bishop takes on d3, so this was like walking into the lion's den. Why did Dufresne play this move? Who knows? But in this position, simply castling should have been considered, and this would have been better, of course. Or a more engine type move would be d2 and then castling, and according to the engine, black is doing fine. But white is slightly better, only slightly, because of his massive activity, but the queen is a little bit offside, and you can see that black bishops is looking also pretty good. So knight to e7 and then queen to f5, this strange move, and then Anderssen is also gaining some tempo. Now bishop takes on d3. I think you can see the threat. Threatening knight check, something like this, and then winning the queen with the bishop. So queen to h5, and black start to play pretty badly as he is wasting some moves. But Anderssen played knight to f6, check, and this is the most human move possible, as it looks quite logical. But the engine suggested rook from a to d1, but this game was played in the pre-engine era, so let's not forget that. So the players relied their creativity with figuring all on their own, and it would be unrealistic to expect them to see all these engine moves when the computers and chess engines were not existing at those times. So the idea was to trap the queen eventually, so the queen is going to run out of squares. But this would be pretty deep to see this. They had to figure out everything on their own. So knight to f6, that's check, forking the king and the queen. So this is the most human move, and this move, capturing the knight, is forced because that was, as I said, forking the king and the queen, and then e takes on f6, and Anderssen has a pretty strong attack, and his attack is going to gravitate from the open e file. So rook to g8, hoping to counterattack, attacking the knight, the g pawn is pinned, and then Anderssen played a sneaky move, a sneaky trap for his victim, rook from a to d1, and then queen takes on f3, threatening checkmate. But then here comes, this was the sneaky trap by Anderssen. But before not forgetting, in this position, instead of capturing the knight, which was very tempting, simply rook to g4 should have been considered. That would be much more solid and more defensively accurate. But queen takes on f3 is just falling for Anderssen's trap. Here comes, boom, rook takes on e7. This very beautiful finish. And this move, this final combination, made this chess game an immortal chess game, known as the Evergreen game. The final combination and the possible tactics is truly very beautiful and eye-opening. And Dufresne simply captured the rook. What happens if king to f8? It is very simple. That's check with the bishop, and it is simply going to win the queen. And after this move, if king to d8, then rook takes on d7. We have this fantastic finish, check. And if rook takes, simply we can capture the queen because the g-pawn is not going to be pinned. And if knight takes, then we have this incredible finish, that's check, sacrificing the queen, discovered check, double check, and then checkmate. And if king goes back, then we have this checkmate. Okay, so it's getting a little bit complicated, but it's simple. So let's capture with the king. If king takes, then we have check, and moving the king, check, and then check, and this is also attacking the queen. If queen takes rook, queen takes queen, this is also losing. Okay, so in the real chess game, we have rook takes on e7, and anyway, Dufresne captured the rook. So Adolf Anderssen checkmated his opponent in 4 moves with this spectacular, incredible combination. Can you see the move? Queen takes on d7, sacrificing the queen. If king to f8, then checkmate. So after this move, we have king takes on d7, but then bishop to f5, discovered check, double check, king to e8, and then check. And then Anderssen checkmated his opponent like this. So this is why this chess game is known as the Evergreen chess game. And let's not forget, if in this position, after this move, if king to c6, then bishop to d7 is also going to be checkmate. So it's not going to work. And in this position, of course, if you would check the king like this, bishop to b5, that would be a blunder because the king is going to escape. So king to e6, and what is white doing next? So bishop to f5 was also crucial. But this is also getting checkmated. Anyway, so I hope you have enjoyed watching this chess game, this immortal chess game by Adolf Anderssen. Once again, I'm thinking that you have seen this game before. So this is the second time that you have seen this incredible, immortal, evergreen chess game by Adolf Anderssen. And I'm hoping that you also liked my evergreen snowman, which is like 7 or 8 foot tall or something like that. A massive, massive snowman, which caused me some back pains in the next day. Okay, well, it was a good exercise. So if you are living in a snowy era, I suggest that you should use a shovel, because you can't build that snowman with using your hands. It would take forever. But with the shovel, it only took 40-45 minutes of my time, believe it or not. So okay, so thank you so much again, and I hope to see you next time with more chess games. I'm hoping to be more active in these days, so sorry for being inactive. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.